Okay. And so we'll recording is started, right? Yes. And also let's basically create multiple users here. Okay, I'll basically make sure this is user 2, then this is 2. Okay, so we have created all the get all users. This obviously in your actual code it will be get users from database, but right now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hard code it, get all users equal to get all users. You have got this users, so I'll comment this code. This is not needed right now. Now I need to return this users back. How do I return this users back? Okay, there is something called respond, and you guys will be familiar with how to send a request back. You usually have this response object. You basically do response dot send, right?
Yeah.
What we are doing is we have created a wrapper over this to make life easier, and we have a method called respond, and you call this respond method if the operation is successful. It will send the message with this message, and I'll show you what will the data look like. So right now usually most in all our APIs, right, the response message will always have this structure. It will basically be status, which will be true or false. That essentially means if it was successfully executed or not. You will have something called message. This will be any message that we want to send. Over here, successfully fetched all users. This is the message, and if it is failure, it will be the other message. Also, we have something called entity, and entity will basically contain all the users. Okay, similarly, if it is a failure, it will be other way around. You will basically have false here, obviously, and here instead of successfully fetched users, it will be failed to fetch users. And the entity will not be there in this case. Okay, this will basically have, let's say, ID1, name, user1, etc, etc. Okay, now in order to make this in a consistent way, right, we have created a method called respond, and this is what we basically use. So if I pass all users to respond, it will basically create that consistent thing and it would send you back. But there is a catch, it will still not work. Let us basically look at this. This is running, so I'll open one more browser, localhost 3000/users, right? Resource not found. Let us take a look at why it is telling resource not found. We basically created this get all users, but we have not loaded it, so that is why it is telling resource not found. So what I will do is I will get the URL of this file, that is path of the file. There is something called user routes, so I'll put this thing over here, require this file. So I have told basically get the detail, load this file, and also this user route. If you see, right, I have included that user route in a file called API route. So I have included the user route in the API route. This is the main route that will load everything. You include user route. In the user route, I'm going to include all the user specific whatever code. So So you have create user, get user, and all those things. So this way the code is loaded, and when the code is loaded, you go to get all users. Here it will come to this line of code and it will bind the URL. Got it?
Okay.
So now if I go to users, it basically gave an error telling it is an unhandled error. So let's take a look at what happens. It is telling result.matchWith is not a function. Okay, so the thing is, I told you guys, right? We use something called folktail. So we use something called, we use result in folktail. Require folktail slash result. So I don't need to put this I. Okay, we use something called result in folktail. We'll take a look at what is result. So right now what I need to do is, instead of just passing all users, I need to pass result.ok. In that I need to pass all users. So this way we are telling, okay, everything was all right, the result was successfully fetched, and this is the result. So let's take a look at this. Now if you look at it, you have the data successfully fetched all users, status is true, entity is the hard-coded data was returned back. Okay?
Yeah.
So we use something called result.ok. We will look at what is result. This is an important concept that we will have to utilize, and result is nothing but it's in the functional programming term, right? I told you guys that we use a lot of functional programming paradigm. There is something called monads, and result is a monad. Okay, so we will take a look at what is result, what is a monad, etc., etc. But right now, you guys got it? What is needed? Respond is a method that basically take result object. If you want to send some data, you basically do result.ok, and in that you basically pass all the users. And in case there is an error, you can basically write result.error. In that case, if you look at the URL, if you call the thing back, it will basically tell status false, error type is API error, message is failed to fetch the users. The reason there was failed to fetch the user is I have basically passed result.error instead of result.ok. So right now I will make it as result.ok and we will proceed. Okay. So how do we use this? When do we use this? All those things we will cover later. But right now all that you guys need to know is, if you want to send data back to the users, whoever called the API, if it is a successful call, we need to pass result.ok with the data. Then the respond method will create an appropriate response structure and then send it back. And in case you want to send an error message, you basically send result.error. Is this
and
clear?
That function name is post, like, it should be get, or it can be.
It is get, yes. I didn't rename the method. You can call it anything. So you can basically call it get all users. Okay. Only thing is, this function needs to, it cannot be get all users because we are already using. So I'll just call it get. And this function name, you should put it over here. /user, and this is the /users is handled by get function. Okay.
Okay.
So, okay, till now we have covered how to write a simple API. Get all users, it's a hard-coded thing which returns a JSON object. And if I want to send this JSON object back to the client which called us, then I use respond using result either error, or we use result OK. Right? If it is result OK, it will basically send this message with the data. If it is result error, it will send this message with what type of error it is. Okay.
And is that route in like your own implementation, or it's a package?
Yes. No, it is our own implementation right now.
Okay.
Okay, we will expose this as a open source package very soon, but right now it is our own implementation, and I'll show you how to utilize it. So now there is one more thing that you see, log info, right? Similarly, log info is one more library function we use. This log info is used to log all the messages. Say for example, request to, this was get all users, right? Request to get all users. Let us take a look at our logs. So where will our logs be? I told you there is this folder called logs. In this the logs are there. Today is 18th, right? Let's go to the 18th log. You can see the logs. You see line number 10. So now let me call this API again. You see 11 and 12 is created. It basically tells there was a request to get all users, and it was a response was sent back, and this is the response. Successfully fetched all users, and I basically send this response back. Got it? So we are logging all these things. This is useful whenever we want to debug. If something goes wrong in the production, if you want to debug, then all these logs will be there. If you look at this, there is one error message over here, right? Failed to execute this, and there was an error message. So we will look at how to look at the error message and all little later. But the important part right now is there is something called log file. You can look at your logs in this file. And where will the logs for all these things come? Using this method, whatever you log, those log will get logged into that file.
Okay.
Even if there is an error or exception, that also will get logged to that file. How does it get logged? We will talk about it later.
Okay.
Right? Now, let us just cover about, sorry, did you have any doubts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it is like in that file log. We are just passing the name there. So how it is getting all users data also
Come again?
in that log info?
No.
We are
No, this is basically I'm telling what is the request. So this name is nothing. I think let's not get confused here. This is for post request. This was not needed. So log does not take any name. You can just send simple log without any name.
Okay, got it.
Okay. That name is it was for create user, right? That time we had to
Yeah,
take
yeah.
name. So here it doesn't matter.
Okay, got it.
Any other doubts?
No.
Okay. Now we will get into result. What does result mean? Before we get into result, we need to understand what is a pure function and a impure function. Do you guys have any idea about what are these two terms?
No.
Pure function for every input, the same exact output
Correct.
will come. Like
Correct. So pure functions are functions with no side effect, and which will give you the same result when you give the same input. Okay, so let's take an example. Let's say add 1, 2. What is the output of this?
3.
3, correct? Now let's do this again. Add 1, 2. What is the output of this?
Again 3.
Right? 1, 2. What is the output? 3,
3.
obviously, right? So this is a pure function. Irrespective of what you do, if I basically pass 1, 2, it will always give me 3. Correct?
Yeah.
Now let us do, I want to do database db dot get all users, for example, right? This is loading, not get all users, let me say get a specific user whose ID is 100. Okay, it loads it from database. What is the output of this method?
That particular user.
That particular user, right? ID equal to 100, name of the user is user 1, right? Next I'll call it once more. What is the data of the user output of this method?
Same. If it is not updated.
necessarily. If
Yeah.
the user
May-
does not exist, it can be null,
Correct. Yeah.
right? Similarly,
Yeah.
what you told was correct. If the user is updated, it could be something else, say
Yeah.
user 2, right?
Yeah.
Or if the database is down, it could be an error,
Okay.
correct? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
db.getUser, is it a pure function or impure function?
Impure function.
Correct. So again, let us say I am basically doing file dot let me do this only, add only. When I add, I'll just write this function const add equal to first number second number, right? And here I will do return first number plus second number, correct?
Yeah.
Now let us say apart from doing this, I will also do, let us say const result equal to this. I write it to database db dot write and I write the result to the database and then return the result. Now this also is not a pure function because there is a side effect. The side effect is something is getting
DB.
updated. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we read more about impure function and pure function. It is a very interesting topic. It is very, very important for you to understand impure function and pure function to write a very good piece of code. Okay. So read little bit more about it. But if it has a side effect, it's not a pure function. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Now let's look at now what is the effort. Now the effort is how can I make this into a pure function, and for that you have something called monads.
Okay.
How can I basically how can I make this a pure function? So let us say get users. Let me write this function get all users. I'll just create this function const get all users, get all, not get all user, get a specific user, right? It is not get all, get user, and it basically takes an ID. It takes an ID and it basically, let me put a try catch block over here in case there is an exception, we know. Okay. Now in the try catch, I am basically reading from the database db and then returning result dot okay and the data, let's say users. Okay, I have read all the users from the database and I'm basically returning result dot okay, telling that there was no error and this is the data users. Okay, in case of error we basically return result dot error and I'll catch this error, whatever the error is, and I pass this error. Okay, now till now is it all right?
Yeah.
Now I do get user with ID 100. What is the result?
That particular. Yeah. If user exists, it will come, or else error.
You're right, but the return type is result. Correct?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Now I basically do again. There is an error. What is the response?
Yeah. Result. Yeah.
Result.
Result.
Right?
Yeah.
It could be result dot okay or result dot error, but
Correct,
still it is
yeah.
result. Right? Now
Yeah.
this is kind of making this into a pure function. Okay, it is not like it has become totally pure. This is a way to make an impure function into pure function. Okay, now the advantage of this is, let us go to Folktale. Let us look at what do Folktale talk about result. You have API reference, result. If you read here, right, it basically tells a data structure that models result of an operation that may fail. Will the database action fail or pass? It could fail, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is basically trying to model the result of that operation, DB operation. Result helps in representing error and propagating them, giving user a more controllable form of sequencing operation than offered by try-catch. So over a period of time, you will see in our code, we don't use try-catch at all. I know I'm using it here, but apart from this, in rest of the code, we never use try-catch. Okay.
Okay.
Now that essentially means it keeps our code extremely neat in terms of looking. We don't have that ugly try catches everywhere. So if you look at this also, there is no try catch over here, right? Similarly, get user also, there is no try catch, but none of the things will fail. That is the whole advantage of using result. Okay. So how do I utilize result? We will cover that subsequently. Now what we need to basically do is let me say get all users. Here instead of returning this one, I'll basically do result.ok, the hard coded result, and return this back. Okay, in that case here I don't need to wrap it with result.ok. Is that correct? Because
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
function itself is returning whether it is all right or not. So
Okay.
now let us take a look at the API. Is it working fine? It is working fine, right? Now what I want you guys to do is this. I want you guys to relook at all the APIs that you have created. I think you have created for few resources, right? Products and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I will give you access to this code base, and what you guys need to do is create APIs with the new code base, call the database in get all users, right? Say for example, if you have created user model, you can do user dot find all, right? Find or find all. Remember?
Yeah.
Find all. You have then and error, right? Correct.
Yeah.
So what I want you guys to do is in the then
Yeah.
return
Result.ok.
result.ok. You cannot just return result.ok. The problem
And that's
is
what
it
pass
is
in the data.
asynchronous.
Yeah.
No, the problem is here you have data, but since it is a promise, right? You cannot just return this. So what you guys have to do is, I'll just show you what the code should be. Let me just include that model. Create, you basically have create query. So I'm going to require this model. Okay. So get all users, what you need to do is model dot user, right? Let me just make sure it is proper. Query model dot user, correct. Model dot user dot find, correct? Find or find all? SQL
Find all.
Find all, right? Dot then will give you the data, correct? This will give you all the users, right?
Yeah.
And catch will give you the error, correct?
Yeah.
Now how do I return this back? Because this is asynchronous call. So what do you mean by asynchronous call? First it executes this code and it gets out of this method, and this then is called later on, so you cannot return it back. So what you need to do is you need to do return new promise and a promise will take
Reject, resolve and reject.
it takes a function which basically take resolve and reject, right?
Yeah.
And inside this function you need to call this, and when it is successful you need to resolve using result dot OK and then pass the users, correct?
Yeah.
And if it is failure, don't call reject, call resolve but with result dot error and pass the error.
Okay.
Got it? Now how do I access this get all users? Let us do this get all users. You'll have to do await over here and make this into a async function. It is already async. You use await over here. You will get you'll get all users once the promise is completed once the model has completed loading. Then the promise will get resolved. Then you will get all the users. That users will be in the response method. We'll send it to the respond method. Then you should get all the users here. Let me just try to run this and see what happens. Sorry. We have got all the users. These are the users that were there in the database. That is in my database. Of course, in your database, there will not be any users. So you'll have to start off with create and then you'll have to do get.
Okay.
Right? So I'll stop here. Do you guys have any doubts till now?
No.
So let's get anything that you have, any doubts that you have, let's get it clarified. Okay. Anyways, I'll share you guys this video also and I'll check in this code. You can take a look at this code and we will catch up once you guys have come.